Hopefully there's not a lot of noise in the background while doing this, and if there is, I apologize. There's nothing I can really do about that. Other technicians work here as well. I'm just a little peon that. Let's see here. Let's see if I can get this to set up right. Is that good? And that's good. So with that being said, if you guys want to talk about some stuff, we can. If not, you want to hang out in the comment section, that's fine. If you're watching this video past, I want to say like 8:30, 9 o'clock, it's not live. It's pre-recorded. Go down to the first lock. Good morning to you guys that are here already. I wanted to get up and do like a workout accountability check-in this morning, but I couldn't. I didn't sleep very good, so I went downstairs and slept on the couch the last few hours, and I tried to get a little bit more sleep. The baby kept waking me up, and I think the problem is she's getting older now, and she doesn't like people being so close to her, and I allow her to sleep next to me whenever she's feeling bad, and she likes that, but then she gets cranky when you touch her when she's sleeping, or you get too close to her, then she gets too hot. So it's easier for me to just get out of the bed and go sleep downstairs on a couch by myself and just leave the baby alone. What we're doing here is the reason this is plastic headlights in general, but this is a 2013 Chevy Cruze, and there's a little piece of plastic over here in the corner that kind of like deflects the. Somebody just texted me. It deflects the or it keeps the light in a certain position, and that little piece actually broke off. And as you check in, can you guys please hit the thumb up? Keep helping the channel grow. It's growing really good right now, and it's the engagement that's really helping it out. I just did one of these not too long ago. I save a special set of sockets for stuff like this. Uh-oh. Trying to open my drawer here. Good morning. I have a special set of sockets for this, although I do have to replace my 8mm and 10mm ironically, but this is my old Matco sockets from like 10 years ago, 12 years ago. They're a magnetic set of sockets. Hope you have a great day as well. Haro, Bald Mechanic, Jared, good morning to you guys. Good morning to the creepers, the lurkers that aren't saying anything. Good morning to you as well. So the headlight assembly itself, it's got these 7mm in the corner, but then this portion right here, typically I have to take loose over this center front like grill piece, and I have to kind of lay it forward. So I'm going to be getting in the way a lot, and I apologize, but I'm going to try the best to stay out of the way while I'm doing this. I use a special pair of clip puller tools. I love these things. Four clips in the middle, and then there's two 10mm, one on each side. Got another magnetic 10mm. You can see it's got a little magnet in the middle of where the socket is. It helps hold it. Remember, as you're checking in, hit that thumbs up, guys, please. And if you're lurking, say good morning at least. I don't care who you are. Say good morning. Looks like one of these lights has already been replaced. That one over there looks like a newer light on the driver's side. This one over here is an older light, so it's time for this one to get replaced anyway. Look how baggy. How baggy my shirts are from all the weight I've lost. It's crazy, just the amount of... I don't have big chunky rolls and stuff anymore. I just got one on the bottom. I'm actually starting to see like my abs. The first two, sometimes it's crazy how your body starts to transform whenever you start like trying to live healthy. This is the 1.8 liter, so this is the non-turbo one. I think they have, what's the other one? Is it like a 1.4 or 1.5 liter or something like that, turbo version? I'd rather have this version. I find that the regular... Yeah, this is the non-turbo. I find that the regular non-turbo version, they simply last longer, and they're just, if you actually take care of them, they're actually tanks. They just go forever. Okay, I got the centerpiece loose all the way across. It's acting like it wants to pull forward. Now I'm going to start working on the corners of the bumper to pull it away to gain access to the last few bolts around the headlight. Good morning. It's nice to see you back in the shop. Well, I've been in the shop, buddy. I've been in the shop for like, I don't know what, almost 2 months now. Month and a half at least. And then this one has got this one's got like little T15s on the inside. They're like T15s or T20s. I think they're two. Currently en route to Fort Stockton, Texas. What are you doing there? You know, I walk in the back shop yesterday and I see there's this suction tool that I use. Let me show you guys what it looks like. It's right here. It's a fluid suction, and you can flip the little shuttle valve the other way and it actually will put fluid in as well. And I see that the young porters and the loop techs have it in the back, and I'm like, is that my Mighty Vac? Oh yeah. Sorry. What do you mean sorry? Well, we really wanted to use it, so we went and grabbed it from over by your toolbox. Why would you go take my stuff without asking me first? Well, because you weren't over there. Then that doesn't give you access to my stuff because I'm not there. What part of that don't we understand? Like, this is the second time that I've brought this up in the last week to not do that. The third time, which there should be no third time, I'm gonna blow up on you guys. Don't touch my stuff. That's why I have everything locked up now, and you guys still find ways to come and use my stuff when you want. You're not allowed, and you don't have access to my stuff without permission. I don't know how clear that is. It seems like a never-ending thing. Every single place I go, there's people that just want to put their hands in other people's stuff without asking. I might have to pull loose the other side as well just to get this to come forward enough and be loose. Ay, ay, ay. Fueling, hot shots, hauling. Oh, nice. Very good. That's got to be good money. I know a lot of guys that started it and they were like iffy about hot shotting, and then they got to a point where they were like, they love it. Starting to lose all the fat in the arms. I'm starting to see the little muscles and stuff pop back up. It's coming, it's coming. Where am I at? Where am I at? I'm losing my mind here. Hit that thumbs up, guys. Give me that good old thumbs up. You know what I should do? You know what I should do before I get too far into this? I should pull the light out of the box and actually check it. I did not do that, and I should have done that. Nice, man, very nice. How do you get jobs though? Do you go on like what's up, Daniel? Is there enough jobs? Is it like competitive to where you can pick and choose what you want, or do you have a broker, or how does that work with hot shotting? Is there like a message like board you guys can go to and select on what you want to do? Yeah, that looks like that's it. That's it. Now I can look at this to kind of see where my points of contact are. Alright. So there's one in the corner up here, where the foam is at. There's two down here in the corner. And then there's one right here. I don't know if I can even see that yet. Oh, yes, I can. Just got to get my light on it, that's all. Let me loosen this other side. It's only going to take an extra minute. It'll just make it easier. You know what I want to do as well? I want to check this horn, because when I was pulling it in, the horn was working at first, but it's not working yet. So I'm going to pull the horn out. It's over here in this corner, and I'm going to actually bench test it to make sure that the horn actually works. It's going to be annoying, but just work with me here. Probably no good, or it might just be a bad connection. Let's find out. Got the old power probe over here. Alright, watch your ears. Let me, you know what I'll do? Watch your ears. I'm going to go ahead and... see if I can get this to... Yeah, the horn's no good. It goes... You can hear it trying to click and blow, but it won't blow. I need to run the parts real quick and see if they can get this horn. You know what I can do as well? I can isolate these and try to figure out which one is actually bad. You can unclip one from the other. I didn't see that at first. They both might not be bad. It may just be one. So what I'll do is unclip this one. You have a city horn and what do they call it? A high, I don't know if it's a city horn and a highway highway horn, I don't know. There's a low tone and a high tone. Alright, now that it's isolated, let me try it again. One of them is probably bad and the other one's not, I would assume. All right, watch your ears. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. That one don't work. So what I'll do now is I'll try the other horn, and I'll use the tether to do it. Let me see if they want to put the money into replacing this one. If they don't want to put the money into replacing this one, I'm going to leave this one disconnected and plug these other two ports and leave it to where at least there's some kind of horn working. Both of them are not working, but I can make one of them work. And with this being a used car and on the verge of almost being wholesale, they probably won't want to put a lot of money into this car because it's just not worth it. I'll be like literally a minute. I'll be right back. Yeah, as long as one of them works, that's good, because this was going to be a wholesale car anyhow, and it just barely made the wholesale category. I'll check comments here in a second. Just let me button this back up. I want to activate the horn real quick, see if it'll activate anyhow. So the horn won't activate, which tells me there's probably a blown fuse, and that bad horn is what caused it to blow. So now we're getting into a whole nother bucket of worms here. Just going through the list here, looking at the different options. Just depends on where you are. Lots of different load boards. Not sure which one my boss uses, but it's competitive. What type of truck do you drive? You drive a Cummins, or do you drive a Power Stroke? I'm not seeing a horn. Cooling fan, fuel pump, cooling fan, micro relays, air solenoid, cooling fan, power window, front ABS, AC clutch, starter solenoid, front wiper speed. It might be inside the car. Sunroof, cooling fan, horn, 15 amp, 51. Horn, 15 amp, 51. 51 is, where's 51? 51 is a little small one right here, off to the side. Like this. 51 is here. And I think it's blown. I think it's blown. I think it's blown. Let me pull it out real quick. That's what she said. And it's clear as day. It's blown. You can even see it's popped. You can see that through the camera. That's got a little dark spot behind it. See if I can show this in a manner where it doesn't wash you guys out. It's all about angles, right? Come on. I think you can see it kind of right. It's like a popped mark right there at the top. Yeah, right where that black dot is, right at the top. See there? It's there. I think you can see it now. It's not connected. It's blown. Let me see if I have one of them in my box. Started with power stroke, then DEF issues, now a Cummins. Well, you're still going to have DEF issues, but you might enjoy it better. I don't know. I like the way the power stroke pulls better than the Cummins, but the Cummins, they've been around forever, so. Is that a mini or is that a micro? Okay, this is a mini. I need to run the parts real quick and see if they can get me this fuse. I don't have it, but I need parts to get it for me. I'll be right back. All right, parts says they have that fuse. They're gonna get it for me. Yeah. So basically, I don't know if you guys understand electrical or not, but there's so much resistance in that one bad horn that when going to apply the horn, you're sending power through a circuit with so much resistance that it's causing itself to, in a sense, overheat the circuit and pop the fuse. So. And that's what happened. Good morning, A1. Go ahead and get this top bolt out of the way. Got that one out of the way. I guess he's coming this morning. He's supposed to be here yesterday, but he ordered the wrong seal. And then he drove out there to get it because he thought they had it in stock, and they don't keep it in stock. That's all she wrote. Oh, these aren't. This is the naturally aspirated, like one. I think it's a 1.8 liter. What does my repair order say? Where is my repair order? Oh, I set it down over here. It says Chevy Cruze 1.8 liter by VIN. This actually runs really good. It's got 120 some thousand miles on 122,000 miles on it. And honestly, it was on the verge of going to wholesale, but it's very clean. So they said, you know what? Let's just go ahead and put a little bit of money into it, and we'll offer it to like maybe a young person or somebody that's financially just kind of like tied up. They can afford something cheaper like this versus something more expensive. So we have a few cheaper options on the lot. We're trying to be more mindful to people that don't have $30,000 to spend on cars. So we're keeping some of the older ones with higher miles that are actually in really good shape. Like we have a 2011 Honda CR-V out there, and it's only got 162,000 miles on it, and an old man has owned it. It's got brand new Bridgestone tires, brand new brakes and rotors all the way around. All the fluid services have recently been done. I think the timing belt or timing chain's been recently done. The water pump's been done. This thing is like immaculate at 162,000 miles, and we're not asking a whole lot for this thing at all. I thought about maybe honestly getting it for my dad. My dad just got cleared to medically be able to drive during the day again, and he said he kind of misses it, but he's limited on his walking and stuff like that, and it's still fluid buildup on the legs, and he's still having complications. It doesn't look like it's going to go away, so we're just kind of enjoying the time that we have with him while we have it. Damn, that was hard. Really hard to get out of there. Here's the piece right here that was flopping around inside there. See this piece right here in this corner? It's broken, fell off the, cracked off of the main. Let's see if this new light has, yeah. This bracket is on the new light. What do I have to transfer over? There's something I got to transfer over. No, there's not. All right. All right, don't have to transfer anything over. I'm gonna keep the bulbs though because the bulbs are good. Might be good for another vehicle that may end up needing something. And then this one already has bulbs in it. Oh. J-Cast, I so badly want to drive one of those with the inline six. I hear they're really, really fun to drive. They're very, very torquey, and they're extremely reliable from what I hear. Appreciate that, A1. Yeah, it's big for Pops. Yeah, he's nervous right now. He's not sure that he really wants to go back to driving. And if he does, he was thinking something along the lines of like a 3-year lease instead of having to like pay for repairs and stuff. He's at that point in his life where he doesn't need more problems, and if there is a problem, he'd rather the dealer fix it than have to wait for me to come by and fix it or take it to a shop, you know. So I understand his point of view. My mom says he's nervous to pull the trigger on something right now, so he's just kind of slowly taking it day by day, trying to figure out what he wants to do, which I don't blame him. That looks right. Yeah. That looks right. It looks like that's where it's supposed to be. All right. We are in luck. Everything works. Now hurry up and put it all back together, right? Hurry up and wait. Hurry up and wait. So let's see here. Yep, I got another one again. Oh, there's my son. There's my light chocolate son. My milk chocolate son, J Squarebo. No, 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 no. Don't do that. Man. You better not. Oh, you know what I can do? Use my light. You gotta be 10% smarter than the object you're working with. Love it. Okie dokie, Smokey. Let's see what we got here. This side over here doesn't want to sit right. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Who's your daddy? Who's your baby? Who's your buddy? Who's your friend? Who's the one that you go running to when your love life starts tumbling? Oh, it's cold. It's supposed to be a little warmer. It's supposed to be warmer for the rest of the week. It's supposed to be like between 35 and 42 for the rest of the week. Got the little three screws on the side. I actually like this little car, and I don't know why I like it. I like this little car. What is your opinion on the Nissan Frontier? They're good vehicles to me. I've heard no complaints. Y'all ever sit behind a car in traffic and it just pees you off just looking at it? I probably, yeah. I don't know why, but I get annoyed whenever I get behind a Cruise, Equinox, or Traverse. The older models, yeah, they're hideous. When you worked at Ford in Dundee, did I get sick of Wendy's? No, Wendy's was like actually my go-to whenever I wanted fast food because I could go over there and say, can I get like a triple stack, or can I get like 4 patties or 5 patties with cheese and pickles with no bread, no nothing, and they'd stack the meat in a container for me and say, there you go. I never really got tired of it because I didn't eat a lot, but when I did eat it, I liked it. That was a 10mm socket. It was. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, these we've had 1 or 2 diesels in, and they get sold almost immediately, and they run forever. Now what I need to do is I need to change the oil in this thing. We don't use Mobil anymore here. We use Castrol. So we use the Castrol GTX formula in our typical, just our regular used cars. And then we use Castrol 540 and 020 European blend in bulk for the Volkswagens. This has a top mount filter, so I need to get my extension and my special socket kit out. Yeah, Wendy's does taste bland, but that's probably part of the reason why I did it, because I don't like a lot of flavors and stuff in my food in general. I like my food the way I like to flavor my food with veggies. I don't like to add a lot of flavor to my food unless it's barbecue. So I'm kind of picky. I will eat it if it tastes good. It tastes good. You can't deny that. But I'm kind of picky when it comes to how my food is flavored. Be a little bit shorter extension. This is a little too long. How was the 2.5 diesel they put in the Ford Transit Connect minivan? I don't know. We don't have very much experience with that. I know in the heavier duty versions there was a diesel they put in there, and it just had EGR cooler problem after EGR cooler problem after EGR cooler problem. They put the cover back on this fuse box. The reason I pull the top mount filter first before I drain the oil is because there's some oil in the actual canister that will drain down into the oil that needs to be drained out of it. Well, the F-150, it had a diesel in it, the little Power Stroke, but also so did the Transit. The big Transit had a diesel in it as well. There was an option for a diesel in that. Overseas, they got more options than what we got here. We don't have the same options that they do. I get a lot of people that ask me about the diesel that's in the Ranger and stuff like that, and I have to tell them, hey, we don't have that here. The Ford EcoSport. Oh, that thing is ugly. Or the Chevy Trax. Oh my God, those things are ugly. Anytime I see a Prius, I feel like that. I'm like, oh, it's an ugly ass car. You know what kind of car? You know what car I surprisingly like that I don't ever talk about? And we had one until recently. I wanted to do a video on it so bad, but I just didn't have time. Is the Toyota Crown. That car actually looks pretty sporty. It looks pretty nice. I hear it from the customers and the porters that it rides really good. Filter is on. This out of the way. Throw my garbage away. Very, very clean underneath here. Very clean. Colorado Canyon diesel, yeah. The new Prius is actually really nice. My dad has a Crown. The Crown looks, when you look at the Crown, it looks like it's a sports car and a luxury car all in one. It looks like you got to be rich to afford one, even though the people that came here to buy the Toyota Crown that we got, they said that everybody else wanted like $10,000 more than we wanted for a vehicle where ours had super low miles. I don't know if it had like 20,000 miles or something on it, or 15,000 miles. Like 17 millimeter drain bolt, maybe. One thing I don't like about this Cruze is the location of the oil filter, because when you pull it out of the housing, you drip oil down towards the catalytic converter and towards the seam of the transmission where the engine and transmission meet, and it makes you think that you've got a leak somewhere, and you really don't. It's the oil filter above it, because it drips a little and then it gets it moist around that seam. This here is a 6 Series 14 model BMW, and it came with a whole host of problems that we didn't even want to sell, but the customer insisted that he wanted this vehicle. It does not have the V8 in it. It's got the inline six, I think it's the N55, right? Good morning, Flyboy. Um, Whoever did it, they put all brand new brakes and rotors, but they put the old sensors back on. Why would you put the old sensors back on? It's grounded out. So it's given a signal that the brakes still need to be done and it won't reset. So they took the old sensor that clips onto the brake pads on the passenger side and put it back on after doing brand new brakes, when you could have bought these directly from BMW. The sensors for the front and the back, they end up looking like this. This is the wear indicator nub. Once it wears through that plastic, it grounds out, and that's how it knows that it's getting low. Well, you can see a huge difference between the two. Somebody put this back on there instead of putting a new one on there after changing the brakes. There's one on the passenger side, and then there's one on the front driver's side. And they're using one side to indicate whether or not there's wear, and they need to be replaced. They discontinued the Avalon for the Crown. For a few thousand more, you could just get a Lexus. I'd rather have a Lexus, but the Crown looks unique, man. It was like a two-tone color too. It was like this darker gray and then a little bit of a black like accent on the outside. It was almost like a dark pewter, not gray, but it was like a dark pewter. It looked very luxurious. I've had a bunch of luck with like Hondas and Toyotas lately. I'm really starting to like Hondas and Toyotas more than I like other cars, just because they ride so well. They got plenty of power, and they don't have nowhere near the problems a lot of the other manufacturers have. So it's not that I'm anti-American now. It's just I'm anti having to spend money on something that you shouldn't have to spend money on. And most of the vehicles we get, when you look at them high mileage wise, the Hondas and Toyotas sell so much faster and for so much more money than the American cars do. And there's like way less work that we have to do to them when we get them in. '14 Tahoe that runs 5W30. I'm thinking of switching over to 5W40. Is that? Well, it's okay. I mean, the problem here is what a lot of people don't pay attention to is if you have oil consumption issues and you're putting an oil in that has super high magnesium, super high calcium or something like that, you may end up causing some problems with like pre-detonation, low speed pre-ignition, things like that. So if you have oil consumption issues, I would not run a Euro oil in my car. I'd run a regular oil in there. If you don't have oil consumption issues, yeah, it's not going to be a problem. Email sent, okay. Honda has been slipping. They have been having some serious engine issues. Cousin had a 21 Accord 1.5 and a blue head gasket, and I guess that's a common issue. I'm not sure how many miles. Yeah, the 1.5 was having issues. I think that was the only one that was really having consistent issues, was the 1.5. The 2.0 before it didn't have the issues that the 1.5 did. And, well, it's the same with Volkswagen. You know, I work at a Volkswagen dealer now, and I'm in the recon department where I work on everything. But even the Volkswagens, the 1.5s are having head gasket problems, oil consumption problems. The 2.0s are having oil consumption problems, valve seal problems. Just new Atlases with the 2-liter are coming in with 10,000 miles on it, and the oil light's already on, low coolant light's already on. So it's you can't get away from a lot of this stuff. You gotta clean this funnel out real quick. Yeah, Volkswagen actually put out a bulletin stating they wanted us to stop using mobile spec oil in the Volkswagens because it was causing oil consumption issues to be magnified, like it was much greater with mobile. You said? Not for me. 2019 Edge is donezo. I just had an Edge in here yesterday. It made me really sad. It was a 2008 with a 3.5 in it, and it ran absolutely flawless. But in turns, it felt like the transmission was slipping. When the CV axles would turn at different rates, you can feel the slip and shudder in the transmission. And then it felt like it had a little bit of a misfire from time to time, but it wouldn't register as a misfire because it was so little. And those were the earlier models that actually, when the ignition coils would go bad, they would backfeed the driver circuit for the computer, and it would blow the circuit in the computer. And then you'd have to put all the ignition coils, all the spark plugs, and you'd have to put a PCM in it and program it, and then have the keys programmed to the new PCM. And it was a major issue. But it's a 2009 Limited with DVD players in the headrest. It had the auto fold-down seats in the rear, the nicer looking rims. It was a very, very nice ride. Very nice ride. And it hurt me to put it out there and say and tell them that at like 210,000 miles, I would not recommend putting any more money into this. I will just get rid of it. It's not worth it at this point. Jay says, yeah, but that's Volkswagen. You almost have to expect problems with them, but Honda has never had engine issues in the past. I don't know about that, Jay. I mean, there were some serious years that Volkswagen really had their act together. especially with the VR6. Well, the VR6 was an outstanding platform. Yep, that bulb's no good anymore. I dropped it like an idiot. But then come like 1920, they started really screwing up with the VR6. And they started having oil consumption issues. And yeah, it's, I guess, hit or miss for any manufacturer, some more than others. Honda may have not had a lot of issues with their engines, but they did have issues with their transmissions, that's for sure. The transmissions would start to get 90 to 100,000 miles on them, then they'd start to act up, slipping and everything else, and you're putting a transmission in it by 110, 120,000 miles. Yeah, that won't, yeah, that funnel is, I've had it a long time. Well, halfway up the stick with 4 quarts, so I probably need another half a quart. Right. V6s is mainly what I was talking about. Looks like it's going to take all 5 quarts. I'm right at about 4 and 3/4, 4.7, 4.8 quarts total. And it's looking like it's full, so I'm going to start it and then let it drain back. Let it drain back and recheck it real quick. Or my hours for last week. Last week was kind of a bad week for me. Okay, I didn't do too bad. 46.8 hours. It's been slow, man. It's hard for me to get all the work and stuff in because I keep doing extended warranty work and I keep doing manager's work and vehicles that are wholesale that I can't get my regular work done. And then you gotta wait for approvals, then you gotta wait for frickin' parts to show up from the extended warranty companies, and it's, dude, sometimes the BS that happens in my department in general is just, it's freaking ridiculous, man. And customers buy a used car as is, and then they want to complain about it a month later when they find out that the brakes are at a 5 instead of a 10, or the wiper blades don't work quite the way they want to a month later, or it's making some kind of suspension clank or tick that it wasn't making when it was here. And then they come back complaining about it, and then management gives in and wants me to stop doing what I'm doing and get to their cars to stop the complaint from happening so we don't get a bad review, and then it screws me over in the process, and then I can't get hours booked out properly. Yada, yada. So I've basically told them if my hours are low, don't say nothing. Don't complain about it. Don't ask me why. Nothing. Just leave me alone. And I'm about 3/4 up the dipstick right now. I could probably put a smidge more in it. It's almost in the crosshatch. One Malibu. Worst car was a 500, was 82 Eldorado. Drove my girl's Altima lately. It's okay, but not my cup of tea, huh? CVT trans creeps you out. Just gotta service the fluid in those. I want to call it a lemon. Basic ass is stuff. Those coil packs, brick on the 4-cylinder Cruise. Brake easy. I did a tune-up on my cousin's car. His was all cracked up. Yeah, I mean the harness in these Chevys, these older Chevys, like and mainly the Chevys I've seen lately. Chevys and some of the Fords, but a lot of the Chevys. The plastic harness, not the harness, but the casing that goes around it, the convoy, it just freaking breaks apart and just chips all over the ground and stuff. And this on my repair order by VIN, it says it's a 1.8. Yep, 5 quarts. 5 quarts was right on the money. Well, folks, that's all she wrote. The show is over. The car is fixed and it's done. My time with you this morning has to come to an end. Until next time, I'm just going to give you a couple minutes to say see you later, goodbye. I'm going to start putting my sweater on because I'm going to pull this vehicle out and get my next one in. Got some paperwork I gotta get done too. Side-town. See ya. Morning, Rich. William. I'm out. Jay Swervo, Mr. Independent. See ya. '18 Subaru Forester with CVT. I liked it. I hate freaking. I don't really like working on Subarus too much, to be honest with you. I mean, I guess they're all right, but overall, not a huge fan. All right, guys. I gave you some time. See ya. Talk to you later.